This feels different.
How do you feel?
I feel
Feels
cool.
good, right?
Yeah, it feels like I'm a normal
More natural
person. I kind of like that.
I feel like I can talk like myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but hey, I think we should address the elephant in the room. I'm looking a little jacked right now. I went to the gym twice in 7 days.
My, here we go.
So if you're wondering why does Ruiz look so beefcake and so jacked and juicy, that's more than likely why.
Could be.
That is 100% why I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
No.
You just got a gym membership back. That's what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah, dude. If in case I look too juicy.
Yeah.
All right. We'll know we've made it as a podcast or just as individuals.
Yeah, kind of like couple.
When people start making edits of us as like hot edits. You know, when they put like a, you know, some kind of like Supernatural song, like a song from Supernatural.
Yeah.
And it's just us going like, in like
Little
slow motion.
giggles.
It's like edit with like hearts.
Let's practice our moment real quick just so that they have stuff to work with. So, yeah, man. So the gym.
Does it look like I'm in pain?
Severely.
Yeah, no, I hit the gym again.
That's
I did a
good.
little rip at a gym.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
A
good.
lot of things wrong with that.
It's good discipline.
I hate gym. Anyways, the real elephant in the room. Jay, we haven't filmed the pod in a minute.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a little too long. I would argue it's been too long. I'm gonna stop looking over there, dude. They are irrelevant.
Whoa.
We didn't get one comment.
Let's get some comments, guys. Disagree
I said
with
comment
us.
daddy. Comment. I don't remember anything other than saying comment daddy, but dude,
Yeah.
I was like, guys, comment. Leave a comment in the comments.
Yeah, right. That's when I stutter. Here's the thing: you're gonna persecute them, the nice people that are choosing to tune in.
We got what 60.
61 the last time that I checked.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, check it.
Give the people what they
Yeah,
want.
no. I think that I'm trying to get more into the gym juiciness as well. I think.
What does this have to do,
Listen,
bro?
so I got that job, and so it's gonna be like a desk job, and I'm fully anticipating.
You're just jumping, dude. You're jumping into the deep end. I meant like just entertain them. Talk about your favorite color or something while I figure this out.
So one time.
All right, we're here, dude. Oh, we're so rusty, dude. We've lost all of our champagne.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll
cut it right here.
No, we're not, dude. Leave it all in. All right. 69 views, 4 likes, and now an astounding 13 subscribers.
Hey,
13 subscribers.
I like that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You guys rock, dude.
No doubt.
I posted our last pod on my Instagram for, I'll just leave just a random reason.
Yeah.
Definitely not to gauge if the pod was insensitive in any way, shape, or form. It was strictly for positive feedback.
Yeah, research
Purposes. And yeah, dude, you guys turned up for us, dude. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys rock. Thank you to everyone who tuned in the last one. We did say if we got over 50 views that Jay would shave his head and I would do a hot tub live stream. Patience, we are working on it. I did order all the necessary materials. Jay's hair is shorter if you didn't notice, so we're trending in the right direction.
What do you mean by you ordered the necessary?
Thank you for the 4 likes as well. It's very nice to see the engagement. It's nice to see the 4 likes. So
yeah,
thank you to all of you.
Yes.
Dude, how am I sitting right
True
now? Dude? I'm
thing,
sitting
dude.
like a politician.
A little bit, yeah.
Dang it, bro.
Just be a little bit looser, man. Kick it back. Okay.
Oh, man.
I thought you said you were getting jacked.
Dude, I am jacked, dude. I'm not getting jacked. I'm already there. I'm already there, dude. Be honest, dude.
I'm just kidding. I'm
It's
trying to
fine,
make you
dude.
conscious.
It's fine. No. Yeah, I started going back to the gym.
Yeah.
I guess we can just get into the meat of this, right? So after the last pod, I was feeling a little down. I don't really know what to call it. I was just kind of like, I was just blue all the time. All I wanted to do was just like stay in bed and sleep, and none of my favorite foods really tasted the same. And I didn't want to do any of my normal activities or like listen to any music or watch movies, and everything tasted bland, and I was overeating. So I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
But for a good 3 weeks, that's where I was at.
That's a safe depression diagnosis.
That doesn't sound like me, dude. That doesn't sound like something I would do.
No, but really,
I stopped running. I
Yeah.
gained 10 pounds in 3 weeks, which
Yeah.
is unprecedented for me.
Right.
So whatever that is, if there's any WebMD guys out there,
Yeah.
dude, who could look up my symptoms.
Please.
Because when I looked it up, it said influenza, sore back,
Sore back.
potential ACL tear. So
Sheesh.
if there's any doctors, I don't know, dude. I got blue.
Wow.
We posted it, and I just, for whatever reason, with it going out into the world, and I don't know, I was like paranoid schizophrenic. I was like, dude, the people are gonna hate it. They're gonna, oh god, now I'm the worst. I'm the worst. And I just like shut down, dude. I had no motivation, right? No drive, and then you were busy with life. I was busy.
Yeah.
Watching How to Train Your Dragon 1 through 3. So whatever.
Yep.
Whatever. But nah, dude, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, man. But I'm back.
Good.
All right. So for all of the 3 subscribers to my fitness channel, don't worry. There's no more content coming out. Dude. You don't gotta worry. Nah, but
no, I'm glad you're feeling better. I mean, is it something that helped? Like, helped you get back?
Dude, actually, yes. Yes, dude. Yes, actually. Oh my god, I forgot. Did you actually just stoked my memory?
What's
Did you
that?
put a little metal prod inside of me and stoked me?
Uh-oh, you got a little
I'll read you a note, dude. If you guys
Okay.
haven't noticed, no tops today. No laptop. Also no headset. It's a dual meaning.
It's organic.
It's organic. We're trying to be more natural with y'all because we love you and we appreciate every single one of you. But I'll just read off my phone if that's okay with y'all.
That'd be so.
I wrote this down. So like I said, I was feeling kind of blue. I don't really know what happened. I've never really been in a position like that for just like out of nowhere, seemingly one day I just kind of like just jumped off a deep end. I think it's a culmination of things. I think it's I mean, you put something out, you know, and you're just hoping for people to respond a certain way and to react and to connect and to engage with something. And I felt that, like, I don't know, I just felt like that people weren't going to engage with it and they weren't going to connect with it. And when you are trying to be creative, because we've talked about this is obviously as creative as it's going to get for us, dude. We're not going to be musicians. We're not going to be chefs. We're not going to be authors, dude. This is about as creative as it gets.
I get it.
I think when you're trying to be creative, there's a part of you as brave as it is to even kind of like post something like this. Dang, is this going to sound? All right, brief.
That'll sound good.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like as much as like as creative as it is, right? You just want people to like engage with it the way that you are anticipating.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just got stressed, and then my boy Anthony, shout out Anthony, we were just on the phone with him before the pod. Shout out the boy Tony. He went back up to the MI, and my field manager at my job, Justin, he left, and I think it was just a culmination of things. I was coming to the end of my first semester of community college since I dropped out like over a year and a half ago. So I think it was kind of like this culmination of things. I think like I just got emotionally overwhelmed, and it just kind of felt like a lot all at once, right?
Yeah.
And then I have a tendency to be like, so if I miss a run, I beat myself up. But then because I'm beating myself up, then I miss the next run because I'm so focused on like what I failed at, right? So I kind of got in this place where it was just like a repetitive. I think it was mainly just repetitive of like, I don't do something because I don't feel like doing it because I had no motivation. And it was just this like vicious cycle. I mean, if you've ever been in something kind of like that, you know exactly what that's like. It's like you're stuck and you know what's going on. Like you're fully aware of what's going on, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like a crap storm, dude. It's like a hurricane full of turds, dude. It just comes around, dude. It stinks. And you get hit in the face, and sometimes a little bit goes in the mouth. So, crap cane, dude. A crap hurricane.
Shit. No, I get that.
But yeah, I was feeling pretty blue, and then one day, so it was like 3 weeks, dude. It was not a good place. I didn't do anything for 3 weeks, dude. Because you know, on my schedule, I was off Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Dude, I would literally be at home. I wouldn't do any school. I literally wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I would wake up. I would be like, I should probably go for a run. And then I'd be like, no, you've gained. And like for me, my weight is a very like strange topic because I'll gain 1 pound and be like, dude, it's over.
Yeah.
It's water weight. It's all water weight. But I'll be like, it's over, dude. I'm the worst. And so I was like, I can't go because I know I won't have the endurance and I won't push. And so it just became like this thing. So I was just doing nothing. I wasn't even like doing anything that I enjoyed. I literally just was doing nothing. I was just like this like mass in my bed. It was the weirdest feeling. I've felt it a couple times in my life. There's been a couple periods in my life where I have kind of gotten, and trust me, this is going somewhere, please.
Yeah.
This is going somewhere. I swear. I'm not just here to trauma dump.
No.
But yeah, so it just really wasn't a good time. And then I took a nap. which again, if you know me, I'm not a fan of naps. Hannah, my girlfriend, if you're watching this, she can attest. Comment daddy in the comments. But she can attest. She knows I hate napping. I'm not a nap guy. I like napping, but I feel like when I wake up, I'm always more tired than when I wanted to take a nap in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I'm like, oh, I was unproductive. And most of the time, if I'm taking a nap, it's never like 45 minutes. I wake up 3 hours later, my pants are gone, and dude, I'm like sweating. My mouth, so
it's the worst.
It's never fun. So I took a nap, and dude, I had the craziest dream, dude. Because you know how you and I have a tendency to romanticize the pandemic period.
Oh, tell me about it. I love it.
Beautiful time,
Yeah, it
brother.
really was.
Verdansk, FIFA,
Yeah.
playing Xbox all day long.
Right.
No broads.
No responsibilities. Yeah.
Skinny. I was like 150
Yeah,
pounds,
yeah.
dude. I was just ribs and knees, dude.
Yeah.
That was it, bro.
Yeah.
And we have you and I especially, and I'm sure other people as well, have this like tendency to romanticize the pandemic. I think it's just because you and I were at a position in our life where no responsibilities, and for us, like our world that was falling apart was just like school, dude.
Right.
Like, oh no, I don't get to see Daniel Gormley.
Huge shout out.
Huge shout out. No, I do miss you, brother. But yeah, I was like, yeah, it's sad, but like I'm watching The Office 7 times, dude. I'm fine. Like I'm fine. I don't have to do any school. So, you and I, we've talked about it. We have like this, like we love it, dude. We think about it, and I use the word romanticize because it is. It's like fantastical, dude. You think about it, and it's like your first crush. You're like, oh, they were just perfect. Which my first crush was Hannah. FYI, dude. Yeah, nice save, Riz. But yeah, so I'll just read you directly. This is immediately after I woke up from my nap. The title of my note is "New Lease on Life." Okay, I'll just read it directly. I don't even remember what I wrote, so that makes it, I guess, better. I was really down in the dumps. I have a tendency to write in past.
Okay.
Like even if I just came out of this 30 seconds, it's like in the past, brother.
Fair. Yeah, right.
New lease on life. I was really down in the dumps for a couple weeks. Didn't run, eating way too much, gained like 10 pounds. Didn't want to film the podcast. Didn't want to film my YouTube videos. Didn't want to go to school. Didn't want to go to work. Really not in a good place. And then I finally got to a tipping point. I really wasn't happy where I had seemed to have fallen in the past couple weeks. I felt like the hole that I was in was inescapable, and I just kept pushing off everything. I'm starting to realize I have a tendency to acknowledge where I'm at, but never address it. I guess I've been doing this my whole life. I have no issue acknowledging that I have something wrong with me or something that's going on. I just never want to actually do anything about it. I don't address the issue. Long story short, I forgot I wrote this. I watched the How to Train Your Dragon series and got really sad. I found myself crying during the movies, and I never cried during a movie. And then immediately after I fell asleep, I took a nap. It's so funny I wrote this and I'm saying it again. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And if you know me at all, you know that I hate taking naps. And then I said immediately after that, also if you know me, you know that I adore the pandemic times because I just got to hang out with my friends all day and be a lazy bum. I mean, it's peace. Man.
Right.
It dramatically shaped the way I feel about work and the rewards that come with it. I took a short nap after finishing the 3rd movie of the How to Train Your Dragon series. And when I woke up, I was in 2020 again. And I was still in high school. And my room, and when I woke up, it's 2020 again. And my room, ironically enough, is in the same exact position as it was almost 5 years ago.
Right.
The desk is in the same place. The bed is in the same place. Almost everything is identical.
Yeah.
And I was in this dream. I didn't know I was in a dream. I just kind of was there. I began to get pretty emotional and feel some type of like a release. I was laying there and I realized that I couldn't change all of the things and the mistakes that I've made. And that no matter what had happened this time, I could go to school now this time and be better and smarter and still have money. So this is me in this state being like, I can do my life over again, essentially is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I can go to school this time. I could be better. I can save more money. I would be smarter. I would be healthier, and I would overall be more successful.
Yeah.
I would almost be out of college by the time that I woke up in what would be modern day today.
Yeah.
And I would be probably on a better track to marry Hannah by like today, essentially in real time, because I woke up in 2020. But then I realized, I came to this realization that I don't really know how I feel about that. Sure, this again, I'm reading off of this. Sure, my life is not perfect, and not everything is working out the way that I thought it was or was going to. But I just got done with my first semester of college since I dropped out.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good at my jobs. At my job, just a few weeks ago, I ran the farthest and the fastest that I've ever ran. And I couldn't do it now, right? So that's something that I couldn't do in 2020. There's all things. I've made a lot of progress in my life. I'm arguably as happy as I've ever been. My girlfriend is literally the greatest person in the entire world or the universe. I realized that if I tried to redo my life again, I would just mess everything up and be way more unhappy. I love this way. My life is now. I love the way that my life is now. It's not that it's perfect, and it's not that it's even really good at times. It's just that it's better than what it could have been if I tried to control it all myself. Life isn't just about controlling things. It's about addressing the problems. I love you. So I wrote that after
You're really good at interpreting dreams. We've learned that. But
very peculiar.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember like waking up, and I was in 2020, dude. It's impeccable, bro.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, I'm literally getting goosebumps now thinking about it. I woke up and I was in the same comforter because I'm a man and I never wash my comforter. I wash it like 3 times a decade maybe. And I was there and I woke up and I was like, I knew it immediately, bro. Just like the way that I felt. It was like, I'm back, dude.
Yeah.
This, because you know what I talked about, how sometimes it feels like I wish I could go back and just live in that moment. And for a moment, I did.
Yeah.
I had a lucid dream and I was back. And I was like, dude, I can do it this time. Like, I can be smarter financially. I can accomplish all the things that I wish I could have accomplished to this point. Because, like, as much as, it doesn't really bother me, but sometimes I think, like, you're graduating. You did graduate, which, by the way, Jay just graduated college, dude. He has his bachelor's. This guy's freaking so sick.
Yeah.
I'm so incredibly proud. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm legitimately proud of you. You're an inspiration. I love you, bro.
Thank you.
But yeah, I was thinking, I was like, I could have been where you're at, potentially, had I taken it maybe more seriously or applied myself or done X, Y, Z, right? And I was also thinking, I've been dating my girlfriend for almost 4.5 years, and, that the question of marriage comes up, between people and everything. I was like, okay, well, at this point, if I'm to get because I legitimately thought, dude, I was in this dream. I legitimately thought I made it back. That my whole life for the last 5 years has been a dream. And I just woke up in 2020 again. That's how it felt in this dream. It was so tangible. It was so authentic. It was like unbelievable, bro. Yeah. I was there. And so I was like, I can do it right this time. And like I said in that note, then all of a sudden it was like a release. And I realized that, like, I could not and I wouldn't be the person, the human being that I am today. Yeah. Had I not done all the stupid, dumb, idiotic, bad R-word things that I've done in my life, all the bad financial decisions, buying an inflatable kayak. What the frick was I thinking? Yeah. an inflatable kayak.
It's true.
All the fishing stuff, all of the. I have like 6 pairs of Gymshark athletic pants that I bought in a medium because I'm stupid and forgot that I was a large, and they're too tight and they look painted on and I can't squat in them because my booty hole will come out.
Oh.
They'll split. We're good, brother. You have me worried.
That's
but
funny.
all of the stupid and dumb things that I feel that I've done, I realize that all those things, in a weird way, have like shaped me into like who I am. Like, I arguably, they call it the butterfly effect, you know how one thing can trigger something else? Yeah. I arguably would have never done this with you. Yeah. If I was to do it all over again, this would have never been a thought because I would have been too busy doing everything else. Yeah. I would have never met Chris at Home Depot, Chris, if you ever see this, brother, I love you. I think about you all the time. I know I don't reach out to you enough. I don't text you enough, but I think about you all the time. I hope you're doing well. But I would have never met someone like Chris or Justin or Dalwin or God, dude, so many people in my life that have genuinely changed my perspective on how I feel and think and experience this life that I would have never have had had I tried to be in control of my life. And so when I woke up, I was crying. I've never woken up crying from a dream. It was a great, but it wasn't like a remorseful or a sad cry. It was like this, like, I want to say like grateful. Yeah. Like it was this like realization of like, I don't know, like this is my first time doing this thing,
right?
Doing this life thing. And sometimes it's hard for me. You know, I have a lot of things that I fight with all the time. I mean, you know, some of them, and I fight with a lot of things on a day-to-day basis. But this is my first time doing this.
Yeah.
Doing this life thing, you know?
Right. No, it's well said. Yeah.
You get one crack at it. Right. And yeah, dude, I'm dumb. And I make like horrible decisions. And I think that was a lot of it was kind of what was putting me in that dark space. And I think, I don't know, like coming to that realization of being like, okay, but if you try to control it, you would have been way worse. Yeah. I'd be on meth right now, dude.
I get it.
Dude, I'd be on meth doing naked cartwheels outside of a church's chicken somewhere in Louisiana.
Is that where you believe you would be?
I hope in 5 years. That's my 5 year. That's actually my 5-year plan, dude.
5-year plan.
That's my 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that, but no.
What a heavy way to start the pod.
It really is.
I apologize. I wanted to talk about hood proms.
No.
I'm sorry, bro. I did not want to get on to this.
I get it. No, but that's a profound way of interpreting that dream, and like it made me think of there's those points in life where people ask all the time, like, if you could do it over, would you? Yeah. But it's kind of a really cool question that we've got to experience. It's like, when would you do it over? And it's like that's the point where we point to is that 2020 phase where a lot of people honestly fell into a depression. During that phase, we were blessed enough to be able to the whole world went on pause. We had no obligation to do whatever, and we got to feel like true teenagers. Honestly, you know, China, they did their thing, but allegedly, but man, like in terms of seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel or like the good out of something bad, like, man, that was a blissful time of life. But yeah, you don't need, and it's the whole I don't want to sound too cliche of like the whole everything happens for a reason, but truthfully, there's no need to feel like you're behind. Everyone's doing this for the first time. You said that really well. And like, there is no timetable. The only thing that made there be like a timetable is the public school system, because we all started at the same time, and then everyone started college at the same time. It makes you feel like you're supposed to fit into that bracket. Yeah. But no, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
I had never really felt that way. Like, I've never, again, like I said, I've never been like, I don't want to say jealous, but like, I've never been like longing that I had started sooner, because I know that I'm on my own path.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really do love the path that I'm on. I really do. My girlfriend is banging. She looks great. I'm trying to be PG. She's lovely. And because we maybe made some sacrifices ignorantly, have had the opportunity to experience some things, right, as youth, that maybe we wouldn't have had the opportunity. And like, so I'm trying to see the two sides of the coin, and usually that's how I do. But I think being in that mindset, if you're like in like a really bad mindset, this is for anybody, this is for you and anybody who's maybe watching. If you're in a bad place, just take a second and realize that the way that you're thinking right now is not optimal. All right, the way you're thinking doesn't necessarily last forever. And this is coming from somebody who goes through kind of like episodes of it where it's like, this month is down month. All right, it's June, everything's gray. All right, and then July, everything's green. All right, trouble don't last always,
It's true.
But that type of thinking just happens. And if you've ever been there, I'm sure you've been there. A lot of people have been there. You don't think like yourself, because you're not yourself. You're this. God, I wish you would have seen Thunderbolts, bro.
I know. I haven't. Is it really? It's really, dude, like
it's
that?
So good.
Yeah.
I think it's an excellent portrayal. I'm not gonna say too much to spoil it, but I think it's an exceptional portrayal of mental health. I think if you watch that movie, and if you've ever been in a place, I mean, it's kind of campy a little bit. It's good, but it's a Marvel movie, you know. So it's a little campy. But if you've ever been in like a difficult place, and I have been in some times where it's been longer than 3 weeks. Thank God this one was only 3 weeks, but yeah, you realize that you talk differently. Yeah. You think differently. You experience this life a little bit differently. Yeah. Like, everything is just different. It's not really you. It's like this altered negative perception of you. Right. And there's this void that you need to fill. You'll get that.
Okay.
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 But yeah, so I don't know. I'm on the other side of that now.
Yeah.
And that's why I put new lease on life. I do have arguably a more optimistic.
Yeah.
So like I told you, I'm going to the gym again. Not because I wanted to get jacked. I know I'm looking jacked, guys. You can calm down, all right? The thirst traps can wait till another day. All right, dude. I know I'm looking gilled right now.
Yeah, man. This is medium shirt.
But
right
I'm a
there.
runner. I'm a runner.
Yeah.
I'm not because my knees are shot. But yeah, I'm kind of on the other side of it a little bit now. I'm happy. I had to kind of rewire my brain and kind of like look, for other things. So
yeah. And I think that's really good. The way you worded the void, like there's a void. A lot of time you feel like there's a void in your life, and the way that I've seen, especially, I've been through it. You've been through it, but I think you've tackled it a little bit better than I have in the past. Into where like, you good?
Nah, it's good, brother.
Into where like you are good about making a proactive change immediately, and this is what I mean. Like, I kind of picture that void kind of like a pie chart, and like because that void isn't one thing. It's a accumulation of certain things, certain changes. Yeah. And you're really good and this is no disrespect, but you're a hot and cold kind of guy. And so.
Just hot.
He can think that. We'll let him think that for a little bit. But I'm kidding.
Say I'm hot on the pod. Say I'm hot to the 13 people that are following and the 60
You are of ideal temperature. I mean that, man. I mean that.
Take a break, dude. I'm going to have to kiss you.
So what I was saying is that like the hot or cold kind of thing, you can go from feeling down to running the next day. You have like at least one behavior that I've noticed. You can go from like not contacting anybody to calling your friends the next day. Like what you need to get better, and you're good at staying consistent with it. I can say it as your friend, and it's something that I feel like you worded it very well, and I think it can help a lot of people and that are in that kind of rut. It's really easy to fall into ruts, and I know that I'm like I kind of half mentioned earlier, whenever work comes into play and like getting into that kind of redundant kind of schedule, like ruts and overworking and all of that are really going to come into play. But yeah, I think pushing past what you grow like comfortable with in that rut and doing those things that make you happy, man. Yeah, I think it was really well said. I really do.
So I think that's a good point, and that kind of leads me to something that I actually wrote down, and like a big phrase that I've been saying. I said it in that note as well. Is don't just acknowledge something, but address it.
Yeah.
Right. Because like you said, I can get in the right path, but so oftentimes I acknowledge that there's something wrong, and I don't address it until it becomes so overwhelming that I have no choice but to address it, right? And I'll use a real life example. Dad, if you're watching this, close your ears because you raised me better. I apologize, brother. My tires were low. I didn't fill them up for like 2 weeks. I know I should have, and I would see it every day. My car would say low tire pressure, and I would say, not me, brother. I'm good, dude. I don't need to fill up, dude. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people have low tires and their tires blow up. Not me. Not this guy, dude. I drive a Hyundai Elantra. I'm good.
You're good, bro. You're good.
And so I didn't do anything about it. And then I did address the issue after it got to the point where my car was like starting to drive a little funky. I was like, oh no.
Okay.
Let me fill them up. Then I filled them up. Overfilled them. Overshot it. 49 million psi in each tire, dude. I legit had like my tires supposed to be at 36. I had them at like 43.
Really? Okay.
Like after in the heat of the day, 43. I'm driving on the highway, 43, which don't do that. They say like, I want to say it's 10%. The maximum that you're supposed to exceed, the recommended PSI limit is 10%, Jay.
Wow.
So 10% of 36 is 3.6.
Right.
Meaning that 3.96, or 39.6, sorry, would be the maximum amount. So essentially 40.
Yeah.
I had them at like 43.
Yeah, well over.
So I'm essentially at like 7 or 20% potentially, right? So I was driving and I was like, dude, and again, my car would say that my tire pressure was wrong, and I would acknowledge that something is wrong.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where again, my car starts to drive a little weird. Maybe it starts drifting because one tire wasn't fully, and they're all overinflated. And you hit every bump, and dude, your coffee mug. I spilled my drink, and I was like,
oh, God.
So it got to the point where I got so aggravated with the mistake that I had made. Even though I had acknowledged it 2 weeks prior, that I finally addressed it, right? And I realized that that's a systemic issue in my life. So oftentimes that I can acknowledge that there's a problem. There's something that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And it's an immediate pressing issue.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not affecting me right now, right? And so for everybody listening, for Jay, if there's something in your life, if you're not feeling well, if you're in the dumps, if you're angry, if you're stressed about something, don't just let it sit there. Don't just acknowledge that there's something going on. Address it. Make a conscious effort to fix that problem, because it'll be like a tire. You'll get to the point where you'll get so overinflated, you'll be at 20-25%, that one day there will be a bump. And you'll hit that puppy going 95 when you should be going 70 on the interstate. And you'll pop a couple tires, and you'll create an issue that could have so easily been resolved as even taking a toothpick and taking the air out of your tire, or putting your thumbnail. And it's because so oftentimes in my life, I won't say as a grand thing, but so oftentimes the biggest issues in my life had a simple fix 2 weeks prior to the big explosion.
Right.
So oftentimes in my life, the biggest problems are things that I could have fixed myself, but consciously chose push it off. You know,
it's true.
And so don't just acknowledge that you have a problem. Address it. Yeah, brother.
Well said.
Thank you, brother.
Well said. Yeah, especially.
Dude, I have that stim today. I'm sorry, dude. I keep saying brother.
Yeah, and it's from your soul too.
Like, dude, it's because I was hanging out with your dad, and I was like, dude, you guys are making what tonight?
Right. Yeah. I feel good about that. But no, I think that's like so relevant, especially given we live in the most mentally ill, unstable, whatever you want to call it, generation. And it's not. I wish I had some statistics, but you don't need any. You don't need any. That could be it. But you don't need any stats to look around and see that we live in the most insecure generation. And of course, you can be the really old person, as true as it is, and be social media, because it's true. But I think a lot of people, and this is all ages, will run to something to kind of cloud the problem, and kind of push it off or make it seem like it's not there, rather than addressing it in the moment. And so, I think we don't need therapy. We're here.
Dude, you don't need therapy when you got the pod.
You need mixed podcasts.
And you know what sucks, dude, is because like every time I come on this pod, I never want to like emotionally dump, because there's enough of that, dude. You go on any TikTok and you can watch some lady in her car being like, Marshall's is so mean to me. And it's like, all right, dude, we get it, all right. And so I think that's my biggest complaint when people say mental health. Is that like mental health is talked about, but it's the same thing. It's that you're acknowledging that there's a problem, but like we're not actually helping anybody address the issue. There's very few like people that I ever see on social media who accurately depict what they're going through. They're just like, I was in a dark time. It's like, no, dude, I couldn't eat. Like I couldn't eat, and then when I did, I was like, give me all the chocolate in the house, brother. Give me all the pretzel. Give me everything that I know is bad for me and is gonna put me worse. Talk about that. The music sounds bad. That you want to stay in bed. Like I want to hear that you struggled. But that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Don't just be like, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm happy. Right. And that's the end of the mental health discussion. Another thing where I want to talk about this is that June is known for one thing, right? June is the month of something, right? It's the month of Pride. It's Pride Month.
It's true.
That's its own thing. But June is also Men's Mental Health Month, right? And so, like, I think even though we're a very, 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 very small platform, it's often the smallest pebbles that make the biggest ripples, right? So I wanted to talk about that because it's obviously not something that I'm proud of. You know that when it comes to things that are a little tricky, I have a tendency to kind of clam up. And, I want this to be funny. I want people to be like, that's kind of racist. Right. Be like, I want people to have a good time when they watch this. I don't want people to be like, I should go get a triple dipper right now, dude. This sucks. No, I want people to come in and have a good time and laugh and have an escape. Maybe if you're feeling this way, to have an escape from the world. That's something that's so beautiful and so unique about what we do, even though we're not big. And it's not even about being big, but like, I even heard back from when I did those polls that I had people someone text me and be like, I loved it. It was awesome. I loved it. I went home and I watched it and it made my night. And like something fun. It's like, it just is fun. And in a way, it's like, it's a way for you and I to extend ourselves maybe to people that we don't talk to,
No, it's
even
true.
because we're so small. But like Noah,
Noah.
I'm pretty sure he watched it, and it's like cool. It's like I was able to connect with Noah. So I want to talk about it,
Right.
because it is real and it does happen. And even for someone like me who I love to be funny, I love to make people laugh. I most of the time, and it's the sad clown archetype, dude. It's
Sad clown.
it's the sad clown. It's the crying clown, dude.
Yeah.
It's that. It's those people on Instagram like, in class I'm so funny, but at home I cry.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, shut up. But no, sometimes I do feel like that. Sometimes I do feel like, okay, be funny all the time. But then when I'm like on my own, I'm like, dude, I gotta play Minecraft right now.
Yeah.
Put the music at 100 and go to the cherry blossom section and just sit for a little bit. Just look at the sunset for 10 straight Minecraft days in a row and be like,
right,
what am I doing?
Yeah.
But no, and so that kind of leads me to something else that I want to talk about is it's something that we kind of touched on today, actually.
Yeah.
Jay and I have been talking an uncharacteristic amount for us. Usually we talk about once every 6 to 10 months. We've been talking about once a week now. So it's a negative impact of this pod. Something that's negatively impacted us. But we have been talking a lot, which kind of sucks because so oftentimes a lot of things that I try to bring on the pod and I want to bring on the pod future is things that I genuinely like talking, something that I want to talk to you about. But we kind of touched on it briefly. We were talking about college and young men and like going and getting useless degrees and going sometimes to Bible college at an unaccredited university and getting your degree in cafeteria lunch making. And it's like, you spent 45 grand for nothing, brother.
Yeah, right.
It's like going to Stanford and getting a gender studies degree. It's like,
Talk about
you
it.
could have
Talk
became
about
a lawyer, dude, for the same amount. You had a 1900 on your SAT, the first ever. You got above a 1600, and then you're like, I'm gonna study table making at Stanford.
Wow.
But I kind of want to say is like something that I've experienced and I've seen kind of a lot of, specifically young men. Obviously, it applies to women. Our demographic, I guarantee, is going to be 95% male. But for everybody, it's applicable to everybody. Is that, I don't know, because I'm a young man and I sometimes deal with stress and being anxious and worried about the future, I feel, and something that has caused me grief in the past, is I feel like I jump into things. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, so I'm just going to jump. And that whatever this is, dude, I left like Home Depot, for instance. I was like, dude, I'm tired of being here. The store manager M, we'll call him M, is really mean to me, and my friend Chris is leaving, so I should leave. And so I just jumped because like this isn't where I want to be right now. I don't know if this is where I should be right now. So let me get up out of here.
Right.
And so I see it so often, and I'm sure that you've experienced this, and I know that there's some young guys who will listen to this who have done this. We're like, just jump into something. And that's how I feel. Like we talk about Bible college. Yeah. And it's like, dude, just be honest with yourself. You just went because you didn't know what you wanted to do. Yeah. And you just needed more time. Right. Right. And so that's a big thing, guys. It's what I said before. And this is for you too. We're going to talk about you. Don't worry. This isn't Ruiz podcast. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about Jay too a little bit. Cool. Just a little bit. But dude, give yourself some grace, dude. Give yourself just a slice, dude. Imagine life as a pie. Give yourself an eighth of that pie as grace. Yeah. Realize that this is your first time around this, John. All right? And dude, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do stupid stuff. But like, there's no rush. That you don't have to become a doctor tomorrow. Right. You can just be whatever you need or want to be. All right? Just give yourself some time. Yeah. You don't have to be somebody today. You don't have to be, Mark Twain. All right. I don't know why that name came to my brain. I don't either, but no. Mark Twain, I'm pretty sure, was a Confederate spy. All right. I don't know if you've ever read Huckleberry Finn. Mark Twain is a Confederate sympathizer. But yeah, no. I mean, I don't know where I was going with that, but
no. But so we're getting back into the being somebody, and. Because we were talking about this, and I was on the opposite side of it. We were kind of being, because we were talking about needing more time. That's the conclusion that we got to. But we were kind of being, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's more about, because I was being super critical about the immediate decisions that people were making. It's kind of that instant gratification kind of side to things, where it's like, again, no offense, but we can look back at these kinds of things where it's like, oh, my manager was mean to me, my friend's leaving. dip,
leave. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you went and you found something that, you know, benefited you in more experiences, meeting more people. But I think that mindset is something that people kind of take on, kind of like what's going to make me happy in the moment right now. And I think that's how people get into even more ruts sometimes. And I'm not talking about like job wise. If your job's rough, you can leave your job. That's one of the freedoms we have.
If your job sucks, go to your boss, say a couple words you're going to regret, and just walk out of the building.
That's not advice that you want to take.
And leave a note that there may or may not be some kind of alleged explosive device somewhere, dude.
Yeah,
it's
right.
The US of A. You can do that. Not legally, but you
can. You can. And I think it's those kinds of decisions that lead to despair. But no, I think even at a smaller scale of like take like a relationship, or even with a woman or a woman to a male, or as a friendship. And it's like the second that things get rough, you dip, right? I'm not making this sexual.
I wasn't saying it was. Dude.
No, I know, but you brought up man.
You were looking in my eyes too long. You felt something.
You brought up Pride Month.
What does that have to do? I was just looking at you. Okay. Making eye contact. I was maybe looking a little longingly.
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
No, you did. You definitely did. I'm a funny guy. We got a funny guy over here.
Keep talking, man.
I'm going to keep talking. But I think it's that kind of jump ship mindset. I can't take you seriously like this.
Sorry, I'll lock in.
No, it's okay. Lock in. I like that one better. That kind of leads to I don't know, feeling like you're behind because of all those decisions that you make. And then because I'm a huge think of it for the future kind of person.
Yeah.
So I kind of take, honestly, like I agree with everything you just said, and there's nothing wrong. I think it's kind of the acknowledging that you need more time, but not addressing it, and like thinking that, okay, what I'm doing right now is what I'm going to be doing forever.
Yeah.
And like when you jump to this job, and I take the opposite. I'm like, what I'm doing right now is hopefully a building block for what I want to keep doing in the future.
Yeah.
And I like that way of thinking. It's the way that I always thought. I'm not perfect by any means, but yeah, no, I think that's kind of the source of it. I was gonna go down actually a different rabbit hole because we're on mental health, and I actually like talking about this.
Whisper to me sweet nothings.
I can, I can, and I'm kind of jumping back a little bit, kind of the mental health thing, and you kind of propose a solution to being in that rut. But I think one of the problems, especially we lived with it in high school, is that especially teenagers nowadays like that rut. They find it from, and they like it because from an attention standpoint. Yeah. And it brought me back to one specific instance that of being an AP Psych. We both took AP Psychology in high school, sophomore year. And whenever they brought the personalities, the type A, type B, type C, and type A would come up, and I'm not going to get this 100% down, but this is how it went. And it was like, oh, you know, like extroverted, likes to talk, makes connections with people, and our teacher would be like, you know, how many people would say they have a type A personality? You might get one, but it's not something that like now as men, we like to have that attributed to us. We would be the first to raise our hands, be like, yeah, we're connectors. Like that's what we like to do. Type B personality comes up, and it's like, you know, thinks lowly of themselves, you know, finds themselves in sadness a lot, and you had every hand raised.
Yeah.
And it was like a look at me. This attention.
Dang it, dude. Do I look like an attention grabber?
No, you.
I'm about to spiral.
No, you don't. You don't at all, because I think we've all been there. We've all been. What are you doing?
I'm spiraling.
You look like Flushed Away. You know that rat from Flushed Away?
I like the fat rat.
he's I like that guy too.
With the cheese puffs, dude. Yeah.
That
guy looks like every bloke you've ever seen.
Bloke,
dude.
yeah.
That guy's like proper geezer.
I tried to rewatch that movie, and it was
a banger, bro.
You think it was a banger?
It's gang bang. No, that's not what I wanted to say. It is gang.
Yeah.
Stir.
Okay.
Baby.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a British film. British films are sometimes hard to
you know who voices the main rat?
Who?
Wolverine.
You.
Pull it up, brother.
You. I'm not pulling anything up right now. We're going to pull it up right here.
Hugh Jackman.
Because you know.
I'm like 65% sure it's voiced by Hugh Jackman.
I really hope that's Hugh Jackman up on the screen right now. But no, and I'm not saying that you were attention seeking, because because I think the attention-seeking part comes from not wanting to find a solution for the sake of attention.
Frick yeah, dude.
Is it you?
It's Huey.
It's you.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, no, I think you reminded me of that rat. He was kind of was he an attention seeker?
You know what? That's great, dude. I do feel like Roddy. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
No, because he got comfortable, even though he was unhappy. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You get comfortable in the rut.
Yeah.
You're like, I know I'm not happy, but at least it's comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dude? A lake of fire gets comfortable once you get used to the heat. All right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
True.
That's a bar right there.
That's a bar.
We're gonna get that framed in a Marshall's frame right here with like on a wooden board.
Yeah. It's just what does it even look like? Just like
AI, go ahead and pull it up.
Thank you.
We gotta make a lot of arm movements so Jay can see it when he's editing.
We know what to look for, but no, I do find that interesting, the mental health, and I'm gonna go into it because I take
Prozac,
what is that?
Excedrin, Benadryl.
I don't take any of those. But
Okay.
I usually take the like I talked about before, the more critical view.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you take some kind of like antidepressant. I was like, oh no, dude,
we're not gonna get into that. No,
we're gonna get so personal.
I usually take the more critical view because, and the thing is, I think it's just because I kind of grew out of being, because you knew how I know how I used to be. I used to be in that, and I wanted to be emotional all the time.
Yeah, it might also just be being young.
It's true for sure. But I think
I wish you would have went emo, dude. Dude, our nights would have been so much better with you in a pair of fishnets.
AI, why don't you go ahead?
You just look like Patrick Star. From
Oh my gosh.
God,
no,
so nice.
no, we're not going down that route. But what I am gonna say is, I think it's because I lived it before, and I look back, and because I lived it up until I was like 19, like, so it wasn't just child. I was 2 years into being an adult.
1 year.
Yeah. My girlfriend actually just brought that up. Profound. I just turned 22 over the past week, so happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Jalen.
Oh, thank you.
I forgot your gift, brother.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
I forgot your gift at my house, bro.
Don't worry about it.
Guys, we will open Jay's gift on the next episode of the Mix podcast.
Let it be so. I'm done with that. But she made the profound discovery that, like for my instance, for example, when you turn 22, you're not like, oh, I'm a baby 22-year-old. I just started 22. No, you completed your 22nd year. You've been on this.
You're going on to the 23rd.
You're going on to the 23rd. Yeah. It's more of a flex to say, like, I've completed 22 years rather than I'm 22.
You have that gamer mentality.
Really?
Level 22.
Level 22. Completed.
I have so much experience.
Miss Alexis, thank you.
Miss Alexis. Hopefully you have headphones in. I scared you.
Yeah.
I saw the spike on the audio. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'm gonna tune that out. But
yeah, you did. You did get a little down in the dumps, brother.
I did.
I try to be there for you.
And you were.
I tried to comfort you. I said, dude, let's freestyle about feet and boats. Come on, dude.
Dude, I gotta find that. I have that paper somewhere.
Let's not. Jay and I used to be rappers.
He used to be a rapper. I used to join.
We used to be rappers.
Yeah. We should.
All right, chat. If you were to look at the two of us in the street, who was more likely to be a rapper? This guy, dude.
Please comment what your thoughts were. Pause it at that point.
And it can't be race related. Strictly has to be off vibes.
Please do. But yeah, man. I'm glad. The music didn't help either.
It definitely did not help.
We were Joji. I found myself listening to music.
Giveon.
Giveon was fine. This was this was more. And you were, I think, and I don't know, you can tell me if you were there too, but it was the Juice WRLD and X.
Dude, I had my face.
Yeah.
But like an adult, I stopped listening to them.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Stop right now. Stop it.
Bro.
Stop it.
We're going to be beefing for forever. Andrew, not Andrew W. Andrew. What's their last name?
I'm not going to say.
Just letter, not the name. First letter.
6.
That's not a letter, dude.
No.
6, A, B, C, D, E, F? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's past that, but we're not going to get into all that. But
just calling somebody out mid-pod.
I know, right? That's crazy.
By the way, dude, if you're an adult, you should be listening to...
No,
What do adults listen to?
I listen to jazz now.
What is he, like an indie guy or like alternative?
Who are you talking
Who's
about?
jazz?
Smooth jazz. Smooth jazz. Kenny
He
G.
do be pulling out sometimes. I come in, he's like got 2 glasses of wine. Like,
It's just the adult. It feels adulty, but no. I mean that music will put you in that cycle.
it'll put you deeper too.
It'll put you deeper too. Yeah. You won't just stay there and of thinking that that's the way you're supposed to be living. And huge, very critical.
Yeah, it's kind of peculiar how much music can genuinely impact your mood.
Yeah.
Like when you hear a song that, like, it's like you see them freaking old people, dude.
Yeah.
Those guys suck, but they're like,
Okay.
yeah, we're dunking on. You know what, dude? I'm gonna get fired up now. No,
Speak on it.
no, but old people are like, oh, this is my wedding song, and I'm assuming I'm obviously I'm not 95, dude, and listen to Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
But
Banger.
that is a banger. But no, like that music evokes an emotion,
Yeah.
right? And it can put you in a place, right? And so that's both positively and negatively. And you and I, we were the #1 consumers of that emo.
Sheesh, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
God, you and some fishnets would be generational, dude. Maybe when we shave you bald
That'll be the next. That'll be 150. 150
for
subscribers.
if we hit 1,000 subscribers one day, Jay will do a full pod in fishnets. Do I have your word on that? You don't have to be exclusively. You're in the splash zone, brother. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Exclusively in fishnets.
But
You can wear socks or something, but
can I do fishnet socks?
just fishnets exclusively on your dogs. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys can see our dogs, but we're going no shoes today.
Yeah.
For the outfit today, I was wearing loafers. So if you guys are trying to get the male manipulator fit,
Yeah.
just know like a linen top,
Right.
accessorize.
Let me just like tell you where he got this from. Wendy's, Sears,
Kohl's.
and Culver's for the shirt.
Culver's, yeah.
Yeah.
Culver's for the shirt.
Yeah.
Still smells like cheese curd.
But no, it's a good outfit, man. I like your outfit today, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
For sure. I'm sorry, I just dogged on him. But
I was gonna start calling people out, bro. Just random people.
you can't be doing that.
You're
man.
right, dude. We gotta be more positive.
I still think one of the craziest things is that, like, and this is going back to, what's it, last episode? The car salesman thing. You got his name.
I apologize, JM.
There we go.
See, I summarized.
We have to start using it. Yeah, like the first and last name.
I would like to formally apologize to all used car salesmen out there who may have been potentially negatively impacted by my comments, as well as mothers of all ethnicities and races who have shopped at Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. That covers everything.
I think that was all you said. Yeah.
Give me some. Dude, we already have this influencer. Oh, I should have cried and got right in front of the camera.
Oh.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
Next time you're
Dude, someone's blowing up my phone. I gotta put this on the do not disturb, dude.
You know what to do. But
you know what to do, dude. Just kill them, bro. Kill them all.
No, but
yeah, I guess that's pretty impeccable, bro.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I apologize for my generalizations, I guess.
No, it got us somewhere good.
Yeah, we got 69 views on the pod, dude.
Yeah, it was just a haha moment.
Maybe we should get dicey, which I was thinking, dude. Because I think about all the time, like we're talking about thinking about the future, right? But don't ever rush into anything. Think it through. When something's right, you'll know. Like human beings are very weird. It's like I don't know if this is it, right? But it's always the thing, right? The best time for going is when the going scares you. That's a Zach Bryan line. It's a good line though. It's true. It's like you're doing something when you're like, this is gonna challenge me, right? So I was thinking if because you got the new job, which by the way, guys, again,
Thanks.
Loud clap for everybody with the headphones or in a car. Jay got the job. He's going to be doing insurance fraud for a major company. So everyone shout out Jay, type daddy in the chat.
I'm not going to be doing fraud. I'm going to be doing
fraud
everything accurately and fairly.
But Jay got it.
Have to
so
say
we're very proud of him.
Thank
When I say we, I mean exclusively me. You guys are not allowed to be proud of him. But I was thinking, if this pod thing isn't about becoming successful, obviously it would be sick. We talked about it a little bit. It would be sick if like this could be like some kind of job where we're able to develop something out of it. Right. Jay may or may not be developing a YouTube channel. Yeah. No comment on that. But if this whole thing doesn't work out, I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Because I'm going to school right now. I don't really know what career I want to do. So I was kind of like browsing the market, right? So I was kind of between two industries that I think would be progressive for me. I think they would benefit me. They would utilize a lot of the skills that I've learned. I would help establish connections that would help me further down the line. So the first thing was competitive cup stacking. So I'm watching a lot of compilations. And the second,
taking you seriously for a second. Okay.
and the second thing was stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Because get a little dicey, medium ugly, and have sometimes mental struggle. So I'm geared up to be a stand-up comic now, dude. So either if this whole thing doesn't work out, dude, if the college doesn't work out, if the pod doesn't work out, if nothing I'm doing right now works out, just know you're either going to see me on your TikTok doing competitive cup stacking, the fastest you've ever seen. I already picked my cup color. I'm going lime green.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
Or stand-up comedy. You're going to see me bomb, have someone yell at me for saying something super offensive, and then me have completely crash out.
And no in between.
Nothing in between. If this doesn't work out.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you thought long and hard about that. We all need a creative outlet.
Dude, I've thought about, and we have a podcast.
We do.
So I'm essentially, dude, I'm closer to being a stand-up comedian than I will ever be a doctor. Isn't that the craziest thing?
Wow. Doctor? Comedian.
The margins is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. That's actually, wow. You might as well just send it.
Dude, if I do stand-up comedy, my career's over.
Well, that is your career, so it can't be over.
It's still over because it will be bad. I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. That's something I've always wanted to do. We've talked about it. I've like that would be sick, but I am way too nervous, and then I would 100% I would bomb on a joke trying to be not offensive, and I would think, all right, let's correct the ship, and then be like, say something super offensive, like, all right, overcorrect, we gotta go back.
No,
go back the other way.
Well, you've always been good at social circles about being like witty and quick.
Yeah, but stand-up comedy is a whole different thing.
It is different.
And the people who exclusively do crowd work is just rough, dude.
Crowd work. Yeah.
What do you do for work? Accountant?
Yeah, it's hard. You really kind of just attack like the couples and like appearances.
My parents say I'm funnier when I attack myself. And I said, that put me in a depressive episode. So we're not doing that anymore, bro.
Yeah, you just have to make a relationship with the person before you can't really, you don't dog on them, but.
No, go straight. Here, let's role play here. We'll practice.
Okay.
San Francisco. What's going on?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi. I like the
I didn't ask you.
That was funny. That was good. You're gonna do.
You're
good.
right. Maybe I should pursue this.
Yeah, move to Frisco.
I'm gonna quit my job and just start it, dude. I'm just gonna go to Austin. You know how they have that Tony. What's his name? Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Yeah, he has that show where they do the bucket pool and it's a random comic, and I'm gonna go there and just miraculously get my name called. Go up there and be like, "How about them? How about them Cardinals?"
I have a proposition. If you want to see Ruiz
do stand-up
comedy at your house, drop your home address in the comments
and your banking information, because we will bill you.
Right, do it right here, right now. Limited time offer. Think about it.
So for 1,000 subscribers, if we ever hit 1,000 subscribers, Jay will do a full episode in fishnets with additional clothes on top. Right, he'll wear shorts with fishnets. It'll be funny. And he will also be bald because we have to shave his head for 50 subscribers. Or 50 views. But if hypothetically speaking, if we ever hit 1,000 subscribers, I will do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I will go to one of the local Tampa spots, and Jay will film it. I'll get up on an open mic night on like a Tuesday or something, and I'll get up there, and if I bomb, I will just get blackout drunk, and Jay will also film that. So
that's a career ender.
Either if I do good, we don't ever have to drink alcohol. But if I do bad, I'm gonna get blackout drunk and post it on the internet.
And this all depends on you.
This is exclusively dependent on y'all. Whether or not we ruin the rest of our careers is based off y'all. All right.
No pressure.
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
500.
We gotta post it. Post it on Jay. I'm gonna have Hannah post it. We're gonna post it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, it'd be so funny.
Let's do it, man.
No, dude, I think stand-up comedy would be a blast, bro.
Yeah.
I do think. I don't know.
I mean, it's one of those going out of your comfort zone. It's
what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What would be like your gig if you had to have like that would be something that would be so like so niche. I know that the chances of it ever happening are like very slim.
Right.
Besides this,
Yeah.
or what would your thing be?
Yeah, and kind of like you mean like, because you
Thing
got
B,
dream hobby.
string bean, lean tree, bigotry. Cut it out.
Wow. You could have pursued that.
I should have been. Never mind. Rapper.
I think my thing though, I love songwriting, and
Go ahead.
I love songwriting, and I love that's kind of my creative outlet, kind of the way that you had rapping and then running and then comedy and then podcast and then working and then school and I'm kidding.
I'm spiraling.
I think that was a complete joke.
I'm spiraling.
Flushed away.
Oh, dude, I'm Roddy.
Oh
I'm changing my
goodness.
name legally from Ruiz to Roddy.
It's kind of cool because your last name kind of fits.
Rod.
Rod. Ruiz Rod. Right. No, I think mine. It's not as
Songwriting.
It's not as like
All right, come on, spit.
deep.
No, I mean like, dude, spit on the line.
Oh, you mean like write a song?
Yeah, right now. All
No, it doesn't mean that you have to. That sounded exactly actually like the what's that 21 Pilots song? I don't know back time. The good old days. That was exactly that beat. You had that in the back of your mind. Subconscious is crazy.
Isn't 21 Pilots like? Aren't they like Christian now?
Are they?
They're like super right wing Christian, dude.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah, dude. It's like, yeah, those guys in 10 years are gonna
Keep an eye out.
If you're a minority. I'm not saying they will, allegedly, but
we do not know what that means. But no,
yeah, they hired 21 pilots to send everybody back.
Yeah.
Where they came from.
You are insane. No, I think, yeah, songwriting would be
Allegedly.
ideal, allegedly. And I don't know. It's a deep question. I haven't really had any, because you're talking about this.
I want to talk about this. This was my number one thing, because this is a big podcast for us. Believe it or not. I mean, you may or may not be aware of it. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. This is a big podcast for us because you're about to start your job.
Yeah.
I'm working full-time work and full-time school.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, dude? I want you to set up I want you to give me a 30-year detailed plan right now.
Right. Okay. Of life. And I love thinking about this kind of stuff. I'm going to work. I'm going to go in. I'm a huge work-life balance guy, and you asked me. You can't fall asleep after you asked.
Dude, I'm sorry. That story was so boring. I'm sorry
Okay,
for
fine. Let's go into yours.
I'm joking.
No, that's what I thought.
I'm just joking, brother.
Okay.
How you doing?
Okay. No, I think because my huge emphasis, a lot of people like to base their life off of business America and corporate America, and I just can't find my gratification
Help the
where I work.
shareholders, dude.
Huh?
Help the shareholders.
Yeah, if you want, you can try that.
Yeah.
But I find my value into whatever I'm doing outside. That's why I don't think I'll ever lose this passion to have a creative outlet within the podcast. As busy as life gets, you find time for the things that you enjoy and that you want, and I want you.
I found your value after 11. I have a tendency to find that your value is highest after 11 p.m.
It's an insane statement.
That's all I could think. When you said my value, I was like, dude, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, anyways. But I think further and far out, like the things that I enjoy.
I'm here.
Okay, I thought you were gone for a second, spiraling. Oh, you don't spiral.
I don't spiral, dude,
That's
when
right.
I'm thinking about my future.
No. I'm a huge Family Guy. I think kind of like Peter Griffin Quahog, just a Family Guy.
See me out Quahog,
Say
hi.
That was almost good.
If you see me at the clam, I'm a talkative guy.
Yeah, that was almost
That's
good.
kind of good, dude. So you want to be a corporate rat with 30 kids? You should just move to China then.
Corporate rat. Who said that? I just said the opposite.
I apologize to all my rodent viewers, dude. I keep using rat a lot. If you work in corporate America, you're not a rat.
No.
It's a joke. It's a joke. You're a corporate caterpillar, brother. Because one day when you retire and you go to get your 401k and your Social Security number, your Social Security benefits, you'll turn into a beautiful butterfly, but there will be no Social Security left. So that's okay.
That's deep.
So, you can be a corporate... Dude, that's what I'm saying. You should just move to China.
I just said the exact opposite of being a corporate greeter.
I'm lost.
Well, because here,
Type daddy in the comments if you are all.
so I get it. You think that me, because I want to be like whatever
Under
job
the
I'm
man.
working, huh?
You want to be under the man.
Under the man.
Yeah, like you want to have like a boss.
Oh yeah.
9 to 5.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay, then yeah. I think I'm talking about like climbing the ladder, becoming CEO,
Climbing the
of a
man.
place. But I'm pretty okay with being steady. Of having one day, yeah, I'll be a manager.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think that why are you laughing at climbing the man?
I'm not, dude. I'm not laughing at you. I'm thinking. I said you want to be under the man, and you said yeah, and I was like okay. And then one day you want to climb the man, and you're like yeah, and then you're like, and then one day I want to be a manager. I was like yo.
That was dabbled in there. I didn't even catch that.
So I was like, dude, this is so funny.
That was very funny. I'm
I'm
sorry.
a giggle, but I'm being genuine. I care about what you're saying. I know sometimes I portray this cool, tough, sexy persona, but I'm really listening. Why are you laughing at the sexy persona part?
No, I wasn't. How do you know I was laughing at that part? I could have just laughing at your whole character overall.
Dude, I'm spiraling.
Yeah.
That's a motif.
But I think because, and this is where we differ. And this is like we're best friends, and I like that we're not always on the same page about every little thing, because you have always been that super creative, free spirit. I don't
handsy, like, aggressive,
playful, kind of like
I'll say playful, bro.
I think you've always kind of had that. I want to be in. I want the reins to like.
More of a whip guy.
But you get what I'm. But am I wrong? Like, you want the job where you can live where you want to live. You want to travel, and you want to fly, and you have this desire to be places. And I have this desire.
It's a freedom thing.
It's a freedom thing,
yeah.
and I have this desire to be put and be steady.
You have a desire to be under the man. That's what you're saying.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. Now go ahead. Give your criticism on that. Go ahead.
Nothing. I think it's commendable in like today. There's a guy on TikTok. His name's Tim. He lives in like Brooklyn or something like that. He like would post daily. You should watch him. He's pretty cool. I'll see if I can find him and send him to you. We'll pull him up right here. This is the guy I'm talking about. He's so sick. But he like talks about like, hey, for everybody, this isn't the life. And he's like now pursuing more creative outlets because he's older. But
yeah.
But he's like, no, like the corporate life can be for you. You can find purpose in the 9 to 5, the monotonous like family man, house, working a job. And obviously it's way sicker because he lives in New York City, and he probably works for an awesome company. But like, yeah, I mean, dude, there's literally nothing. If anything, it's commendable today, because I think my issue is that like I always felt creative, but now everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants to be like, oh, dude, I'm in the gym. Let me put up my tripod and wear and be a man and wear booty shorts. You know what I mean? It's like everybody wants to be the next comment. Even like with comedy, like comedy's had like this resurgence over the past couple. Like I wanted to be a comic for a long time, but like now everybody because comedy's big again.
Yeah.
But like, dude, growing up, like my dad and I, we used to watch comedy. Like our family watched comedy.
Yeah. And
like I saw my dad be funny with people, and I'm like, being funny is a real thing. Like you can be somebody who's funny, and then I would see like Jim Gaffigan, for instance. That's a big Family Guy, or like the guy who would watch comedy.
Yeah.
It's like that guy's being funny for money. Like he's just getting up there and talking about his life and being stupid.
Right.
And he's getting paid to do that. And so like for me, I was like, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Like for me, in a way, this is my opportunity to do that. In a weird way, to like be
yeah.
After I talked about having a depressive episode. But no, it's like be funny. Yeah. But like ultimately, like if we're being legitimate, that would be sick, dude, to like get up on stage and just encapsulate this like, I don't know, this version of me that I like being sometimes. Yeah. I like being funny. I like taking the joke too far. I like fibbing a little white fib a little every now and again. Yeah. Like we said in the last epi. Yeah. I like fibbing. I like manufacturing these stories where I can take you on this journey with my words. Yeah. Okay. I can make you feel things. What are you feeling right now?
And I think you need to adjust the way that's said. I think you need to use the term more stretching the truth. Because
lying.
Because last episode, I remember looking at you said, I love lying.
It's true. I do, bro.
Yeah.
I do. I love lying.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking dead in the camera. I love to lie, dude. No, I don't like lying. I don't like lying when it's unnecessary. Well, actually, very false. I love lying when it's unnecessary. I exclusively like lying when it's unnecessary. Does that make sense?
It does.
Whenever the truth is required of me, most of the time I'm like, okay, like if it's a genuine like situation, then I'll tell the truth. But if it's like a stupid, if you're like, Ruiz, did you do this? I'm like, couldn't be me, man. No. Lying. I did that. That's like when when I came in, your dad was like, did you do that? And I was like, that doesn't sound like something I would do.
Yeah.
Because I'm being funny. Like, yeah, I'm lying, but the intention is to giggle and to laugh and to kick your feet a little bit.
Well, when you told my girlfriend that you created that song that was made in Germany, and that you kickstarted this guy's career, a German rap artist,
doesn't sound like me, bro.
All right, now we can.
Case in point. Case in point.
Case in point. Okay, but yeah, man. No, I think creative outlets.
That's why I'm very curious about how this is going to develop. This being the podcast, not our friendship or our relationship, arguably romantic and physical. Like this podcast, how it's going to develop because your ambitions, I feel, it's something that I'm not like concerned about it. Of course I think about it, but I'm not like it's not an immediate stressor of mine, but like your ambitions, I feel differ from mine, but in a very unique way. Right. Eventually, it'll cause like an inevitable large argument, strife, never talk again, breaking. But in the meantime, it's fun. But like our ambitions are very different, and I think that allows us to have this very unique perspective. Because you see a ton of people who do something like this, and they're on the same page. Like we both want to be rich and famous, and this. But for us, it's like I don't know what I'm doing. It would be cool, but like I'm still gonna do something else. Yeah. It's like we're talking about today. We don't put all our eggs in one basket. We're not like it's just a pod or die. Yeah. Right, but you're like, I have this ambition to do something, and then I have this ambition to do something completely different. Yeah. And so, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe this takes off. Yeah. Maybe. There's a chance. I mean, we'll speak it. Right. Maybe this takes off, and then you're able, in a way, to have that, like, structure, but in maybe a different way, where you can have that structure of working like an office-adjacent job and having the family and everything, but it's under your own stipulation. You're like, I control the situation. And that way you're not under the man, you are the man, you know? And so that's kind of, I don't know. I think this is going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be super cool that the time in which we started this it's going to be like a documentation of being like two young guys touching each other up, trying to figure this out, trying to like understand the complexities of being a young man. Like I said, be patient. Don't rush yourself and give yourself some grace.
I'm really interested. I like the documentary style. Of like,
this is not a documentary. They're gonna put this on a Dateline one day when I murder you. No,
I think it'll be interesting to see where we're at because I want to stick to this and be consistent with it. I think in the end, and this is where we differ and where it can be like it can still be a beautiful differentiation, but like if like let's say this did go well and all of this stuff, like I wouldn't give up my career. Like I would still, or the end result would still be for me to have a family one day and to have it like be an avenue to be able to support my family. Yes. And I think for you, and as much as you could agree with that, it would still be a creative outlet. Yeah,
monetize the children, like film a family channel where you maybe sometimes neglect your family and force them to have a relationship with you for the camera.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
That's the dream.
No, right? That's the nightmare. But no, but
that's the American dream.
Right there.
That's the modern American dream.
That is the Mormon dream.
The Mormon. Allegedly.
Dude,
we got to cover our bases, bro. We got to keep
using. I'm sorry.
My folks is going to see this and they're going to be like.
I know. They're not Mormon though, so.
No, but I'm still saying.
Yeah, agreed.
Not Puerto Rican either. Allegedly. Here's some things I wrote down in my notes for this week. Why are there not AI windshield wipers yet? You know how frustrating it is to be at a stoplight? So it's pouring, right? Not even pouring. It's just raining pretty heavy, and you have your windshield wipers pretty much max. Okay. Because the volume of water is increased because the speed at which you're traveling, you're hitting more water droplets, right? You know what I mean? Because so you have to have the windshield wipers faster because you're driving fast.
Right. Agreed.
That was good. You got me. No, but you know what I mean? But then you pull up to a stoplight, and you feel like a goon because then it's like.
Yeah, I hate the sound of it. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
everyone next to you is looking at you like, dude, who is this idiot kid? This dumb, stupid idiot kid
Giza.
still has his windshield wipers.
Yeah.
Everyone's laughing at me. Everyone's laughing at me because I still have my windshield wipers on, dude. Dude, I might have bipolar disorder and schizophrenia.
There's a chance.
This is a therapy session.
right.
I have trauma from my great grandfather, and I'm schizophrenic.
Okay, it's okay, Ruiz. Come back in 2 weeks, and we'll talk about it again.
Can you prescribe me Narcan?
Oh my God.
But I was like, dude, why do we not? We have AI now.
Yeah.
We have all these fancy cars.
Yeah.
Why does my car not automatically detect the amount of wetness and moisture on my windshield and be like, this guy doesn't need full blast right now? All I'm saying is that we should do that.
Okay.
Screw the pod.
Yeah.
Screw working 9 to 5. We're gonna develop AI windshield wipers that automatically detect the moisture on the windshield.
Right. So Chevy, Ford.
That's all you can name.
Tesla. Keep an eye out. Keep it.
Hey, watch your
eager
back.
ear.
If you're sleeping, no, I'm joking, I'm joking. So that was something. I feel like that's a fair point. Also, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic that I've been seeing addressed on TikTok a lot. If you're on TikTok, which you are not, if you're on TikTok frequently, this is something that you've experienced, all right? And this is a real epidemic that's happening in the United States that I don't think anybody is really talking about, dude. It's an issue. It's specifically, like, we've talked about young men a lot. We've talked about a lot of young men on this pod. I swear it's not. It's not weird. This affects a lot of young men, all right? This is a serious, like, I'm being genuine. This is a legitimate an epidemic, dude.
Okay.
It's affecting specifically American, I think, young men. I'm seeing a lot of young boys out there, a lot of young men with breast. And I'm not talking trans. I'm talking young males identifying as males with puffy nipples and breast and tender breast.
You've been seeing that?
I haven't been observing. I haven't been, but
No, for real.
there has been a lot of young men with some tender breasts, some nice puffy tender breasts, who feel this shame, right? What I'm getting to is I keep seeing shapewear for men, not for the gut or the love handles. It's for the young tender breast.
Really?
The young tender breast. The young man with tender breasts. And they're wearing shapewear.
Really?
I'm seeing young boys. Dude, Epstein is licking his chops right now. Listen to this, dude. Diddy's like, oh boy.
Ridiculous.
I love the Mix podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm seeing, but what I'm getting at, young boys.
Look at the camera and speak.
What I'm saying is that this is an epidemic. You got young men with puffy breast, and they're feeling ashamed. As two men with puffy breast, as two men with strong, prominent chest and no puffy nipples, it's okay.
Yeah.
Young men, you don't need to wear that Echo beater. All right, I'm looking right at you. It's okay if you got a little puff under the nip, dude. It's not your fault that the food we eat is pumping you full of estrogen. Young boys, it's not your fault.
That's a separate issue.
It's not your fault.
that's
But
good.
you don't have to be ashamed of your young tender breast. As two men who've struggled with it, two grown men with young tender breasts, it's okay. We don't wear shapewear anymore. I, full transparency, I can't believe I'm sharing this, used to try to tape my nipples down, dude. I used to put duct tape
That's
on them.
news.
Like my name was Sparkles at a strip club, dude. I said, I tried it handful of times, all right? Not proud of it, but I was ashamed of my young tender breast.
Wow.
No more. No longer. I'm standing up. I'm being a male icon. The real leader we need. We don't need some guy to be like, there's chemicals in the... No. We need some people looking out for the young tender breast.
Insecurity is the bigger issue to tackle here.
It's the young tender breast.
But I get where you're coming from.
That's an
I
epidemic.
get where you're coming from. Yeah.
So that's something that's going on right now.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting.
So I harped on that way too long.
Yeah.
Also, what I wrote down, gingers are black now. We'll just throw it out there.
Really?
Yep, gingers are now black. So
That new update.
new update just came out, guys. So I don't know if we can call them gingers anymore. Maybe ginjas. Maybe Irish American. I don't know. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you guys just use their first name from here on out until we get this
resolved.
Until we get this resolved. Speaking of Irish, they're putting their first ever Taco Bell in Ireland this summer.
Oh.
So I'm sorry. As a Mexican American, I would like to formally apologize to the entire state of Ireland for what's about to happen to your septic tanks, your lower intestines, and all of your white pairs of pants.
Man.
Just go ahead and get rid of them now. All right.
Unless they kind of tailor it. You know, sometimes they tailor.
Dude. I am a economical genius, and we got to go and start selling wet wipes in Ireland.
Speak on it.
They're getting a Taco Bell.
Okay.
Explosive diarrhea.
Right.
Too much wiping. Chafing. Bleeding. Resolve it with wet wipes.
I think that the whole Taco Bell blows up your stomach thing is one of the biggest myths.
It's a psyop.
That I can bust right now. And let me speak on it.
Please don't bust on the pod.
No, a lot of people. I'll bust this myth. A lot of people say that all the time about like of course beans, they activate certain stuff. I'm gonna point it back to people not being hydrated. I think that you have other things going on in your body that you have not addressed, and the Taco Bell process only sped it up. Next, sorry, that was crisp too. That's just me. I'm sorry.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this propaganda being pumped out by the CIA. They're just trying to take down Mexican-owned businesses, even though I don't think Taco Bell is owned by Mexicans anymore, or it ever was.
No.
But yeah, so they're getting one over there in Ireland. So we'll send a couple Hail Marys your way, guys. We'll say for Ireland. Keep on the watch for that. I already talked about the competitive cup stacking. That's something I'm really trying to look into.
Okay.
Here's a joke that I wrote. I am a super soldier for right-wing companies, and my superpower is ethnic camouflage. So
okay, that you
wrote that. So the joke there is if you're a company who's had some issues with maybe you hire a few too many W's, and you need to hire some more E's, right? Some more ethnics. All right, I'm your guy. Give me a call, brother, because you look at me, you say that guy's white. But you look at my ethnic background, you say, that guy is right where we want him, dude. I put Hispanic on all my applications, so
right.
Bass Pro loved me. They're like, thank God for Ruiz, bro. We don't actually have to hire one of them.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's what they said in my hiring process, by the way.
Oh, my God.
The guy who hired me, Greg, literally said that. He's like,
that is insane,
one of
bro.
them. That's in quotation. So, Greg, you suck. You're a scumbag. But
insane.
Greg is a fictional character who's never existed.
Okay, I was about to say that's defamation of character at its fullest.
No, it's not. But
no, that's
I
hilarious.
do that, so I was like,
that's hilarious.
Of course, that joke would have to be built upon. I have to talk about my culture and everything. So I said, yeah, I'm a super soldier for right-wing companies because I can ethnic camouflage, dude.
I think that's very profound, and thank you for sharing the seedling of that joke.
Oh, dude.
Oh, we can water it and make it grow.
Yeah, I was going to talk about a few more things, but I didn't want to feel like I was harping too much on a certain community, right? So we'll just talk about one of the topics out of like 4 that I had. It wasn't a thing. It was just I wanted to bring it up to you. There's this new thing going around that I've been seeing where people have been saying fatigue a lot. I'm blank fatigue, right? I'm this fatigue. I'm work fatigue. I'm this. The biggest one I've been seeing that's come across my desk, this may be my algorithm, but we'll wait to make that judgment.
Okay.
Is this thing now called black fatigue, where apparently people are saying, I'm getting sick and tired of this. So I just want to get your take on that.
Wow.
We can, real quick, I'll show you a TikTok video. We can put it up on here whenever we go to edit it.
Yeah.
So that way it doesn't sound like I'm a racist bigot. This is not me, dude. I didn't post this video.
Right.
This is somebody talking about it, all right? Where's it at? Here we go. So this will be up here, okay, when we're showing you. You won't be able to hear it now, but it will be playing. The audio will be playing when we edit the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just cut the audio right here.
Black fatigue is a thing. Newsflash. White people don't want to live around ratchet black people. And black people don't want to live around ratchet black people. I mean, it's nothing like going to the Walmart on a Sunday morning and then you see the bonnet crew walk in. Loud, obnoxious, the kids are everywhere, in every aisle, unattended. And that's anywhere you go, no matter what. They're highly emotional, highly sensitive. You can't say nothing. You can't even smile and hold the door for them because they'll look at you like you're crazy. And always the victim of something. Either you stepped on a shoe, you looked at them wrong, you told them good morning. They're never happy, they're never satisfied. And you wonder why normal, good black people move out of the hood as soon as they start getting successful.
We'll cut it there because it gets a little dicey.
Okay. That's okay.
Here's my thing. That's what us whites would call racism. That's what we would call racism.
Yeah.
Black fatigue is just racism.
Yeah. Calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I think it tackles an issue that doesn't really see color, and that's, whether it's being loud.
It's so bad, bro. That came across my desk, and I'm like, are we just rephrasing racism?
Right, as fatigue.
Dude, I'm so tired of these people, no matter who they are, dude.
Yeah, right. I know, because you can insert any word there that has to do with the specific kind of people, and that's just a really weird blanket term. So that's culture.
Yeah, so that's happening right now. That's booming too. That video had, how many likes did that have, dude?
350,000.
350,000 people. Over 3.6 million people saw that video. Well, again, it'll be up there.
I think it's
we got racism rebranding before GTA 6. Dude.
Yeah, right. I know.
That is, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm tired of them Asians, dude. Yeah. Asian fatigue. It's like, dude, no, you're racist. That's what you are, dude.
Right.
You just don't like Asian people. Yeah. Just say, dude, like you said, call a spade a spade.
Yeah,
bro.
right.
So black fatigue's going on right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your 2 cents on it. Yeah. Because obviously I can't speak on it.
No. I think what it is really getting at it from a character issue. It's going after characteristics that you might see that more prevalent based on your immediate community, and just because your area might have a specific kind of higher amount of this people, amount of that people, you're going to attribute it to all people of that color, race.
Another way I heard it phrased was, it's not black fatigue. That's the name that's being assigned to it, which is like, that's so crazy to me, dude. It's so crazy. Yeah. But another fellow African American, the way that I saw him portray it is that he said that it's not black fatigue. It's not that like you're tired of black people. It's what he called ghetto or ratchet fatigue. I'll see if I can find that video. We'll link it. We won't show it up here, but we will link it so that way people don't just think I'm a racist. I swear I'm not, dude. Look. That's
strong.
That thumbnail right there. But no, so you were saying like it's just like ghetto fatigue, and like ratchet fatigue, and I was like, still feels like you're assigning it to one race of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I like the way he was saying is that it's like nobody has an issue anymore. Like, it's 2025. Like, nobody's like not nobody, but like a lot of people aren't like, I don't like you because of the color of your skin. Like you said, it's like a character thing.
Yeah.
But that was also what they said about the Native Americans, and they were like, you guys aren't civilized.
Yeah.
You didn't like natives, dude. You didn't like Native Americans, and you're like, all right, well, we gotta help these people get civilized. It's like, no, you just want to change the way people talk. You want to fit it into a mold. Yeah. Right now, there are some things it's like that's basic human decency, no matter what community you're in, of like being respectful, being nice to people, right? Taking care of your stuff. Yeah. Like, all those things are true for everybody. Right. But I feel like this new thing that's going around is just.
I can't believe that. I don't have TikTok, so I'm not really in tune with the terms and lingo. I can't believe that's one of them. I've heard some crazy ones.
Like I said, it could just be my algorithm, dude. Maybe they're reading me wrong. Maybe they're like,
no,
this guy but Elon Musk pose. So.
But no, that's 3.5 million people that saw that. So it's like, it's not just like,
it's 327,000 people who liked it.
Yeah, right. And so
all whites, by the way.
I know.
It was like, finally someone said it.
I know, it's insane. It's insane. I think it's like, I'm not gonna sound like I'm repeating things, but it's a bigger issue at hand that it's kind of being oversimplified.
Yeah.
So
it's like, no, it's a way bigger issue. Yeah. But that was something that I wanted to start the pod off with.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're gonna kind of potentially close it out with like, dude, I swear we're not racist, dude. I swear, like, I'm not saying I have black fatigue. Like, he's not saying, well, like some people are saying they have black fatigue.
Sometimes we're just tired.
That feels so crazy to me, dude.
Yeah.
A white person could never post that.
Yeah.
A white person could never be like, I'm starting to get black fatigue.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Dude, you just live in Omaha. There's like 3 black people in the whole in the whole
right?
state of Nebraska.
Yeah, I
dude.
know, right?
You don't have black fatigue.
Yeah.
There's not enough black people to be fatigued up.
That's crazy. I think that's a cool little segment here, a little plug of what's new on like in our culture, and like whether it's lingo wise, whether it's trend wise. I think we
well, we have gingers are black, so that's something for you.
Yeah.
I don't know what that stemmed from.
Yeah.
Maybe if someone knows, they can put it in the comments.
Yeah.
They won't because nobody's commented yet.
Yeah,
but
right.
if maybe somebody knows, they can DM me on the side.
Yeah.
Why gingers are black now? But let's be fair, we always knew that, dude. They just don't. They just don't fit with the regular whites.
Yeah, I get it. Like, so when you say
That's
that,
still so crazy. I apologize. That's so crazy to say. I apologize. I acknowledge that was kind of crazy. I didn't mean it to be crazy.
So when you say that,
Don't fit them gingers don't fit in with us. Or
that's insane.
them Irish Americans don't fit in with us.
Right. But regardless, modern day trends, we're gonna start keeping up with those.
It's just all bull, anyways.
Yeah.
People are gonna forget about it. They're gonna be like, "Oh no, dude." One ginger is gonna say a slur one time and immediately be disowned.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe those gingers aren't.
Yeah.
But is ginger derogatory?
No.
What's the history of ginger?
I don't know where it came from, but
I'm sure it's
do you
derogatory.
think it's derogatory, like in its roots?
Anything with a hard ER at the end, dude.
It's gotta be derogatory.
It's gotta be derogatory.
I guess.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe
We'll do some research.
next time.
We'll follow up next time.
Next
Tune
time,
in.
dude, we'll be like, we lost our jobs.
I know, right?
They thought we said we had black fatigue.
No.
We don't.
No.
Although I am a little sleepy.
The fatigue part, just the fatigue.
Just sleepy, brother.
Yeah.
Just the fatigue. Because
Right.
I woke up at 4:45 and got jacked. I don't know if
You're
you guys
right.
could tell.
Hey, but that's why I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad
We're
back.
so back. We'll
yeah.
see you guys in 3 months, but we're so
We're
back.
so back. Right.
We should hopefully get on a schedule soon. Just be aware that like we're trying. I know that there was a month between Jay had to go on a trip, finals for college were
Yeah.
up. Just a lot going on. Sometimes it's difficult, but I think the big thing is getting this out as frequently as we can. I know nobody cares that we missed an upload. Let's be real. But we care.
Yeah.
We care about you guys. We talked
Absolutely.
about it a lot. We try to figure out dates. We wanted to do a Mother's Day episode, which, by the way, love you, moms. My
Love you,
mom,
Mom.
all moms
Absolutely.
across the world. You guys rock. You guys are a bunch of rock stars.
Absolutely.
I hope every single one of you guys had a great holiday. You got all the flowers and love that you deserve. Shout out, moms. Sorry we didn't get an episode this year.
Next year.
Next year.
Next year's the year.
Next year's the year. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe Father's Day. We have to do Father's Day, right?
Now we have to skip Father's
We have
Day.
to skip Father's Day. But no, we really do appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for 69 views.
That's
rules.
really that rocks. That rocks. Thank you for everyone that listened, even re-listened to it. Thank you for going
Just
over
us 50
yeah,
times.
Yeah, right. I try my best not to do that this time around.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited for next time. So thank you guys for tuning in on this one episode 4 of Mixed Podcast.
Episode 4. One last thing. I don't want to be the last one to talk. I'll have Jay talk after this.
No,
I
that's
swear.
good.
If anything in this episode did come across as offensive, all right, Jay and I are just here for fun. All right, we're here. We're just joking around, having a good old time. All right, just two good old boys kicking back, having a good time. All right, so just know that it's all love.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is a good kind of thing to throw in here. We haven't really, I don't think, said this before. It's not even meant at anybody or anything. It's just a blanket statement for the future of this podcast.
Yeah.
Is we love everybody. We really do.
Yeah.
We maybe don't support everybody, but we do love them.
Right.
No, we love everybody. We do
Yeah.
support everybody. So whoever you are, we're grateful that you watch the pod. And whatever you are, we're grateful that you watch the pod.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. No, that's a really good statement. Thank you guys for watching. Truthfully.